mean, I haven't added water or food, not too much in the way of clothes, but you know, some different items. And I got all this crap here laid out, and so at this point I think it's time to just start seeing how this stuff fits in the bag and if this bag's really going to work for this application. Before I go too much further, I at least want to test it out. So anyway, I'm going to work here on packaging this stuff, getting it laid out in the bag, and let's see what I get. Alright, so first things first is trying to take care of my shelter and hammock setup. Basically, I think I'm going to try to use this DD hammock sill nylon. That's a real nice, thin, lightweight sill nylon stuff sack. It's actually kind of a compression sack. It has a couple of straps here. The super light tarp and the Yukon Outfitters hammock, this pillow, and my straps. So I'll get it all packaged up in here and kind of see what type of shape it takes. I'll squash it down as much as I can and see how it fits in the bag. So to access the inside of this bag, first you unclip 4 of these clips that hold this outer flap in place. So you remove those and then you unzip the zipper track all the way around, and this opens up to pretty much a clamshell design. So this reason, in my mind, was part of the reason why I thought this bag might be ideal for a bushcraft setup, because to be able to get to your location and sort of fillet this thing open and display all the contents, I thought would be definitely beneficial. And so, you know, this is really where I'm going to start to pack this thing out, and I'll try to get my shelter system in here and see how it works. And right off the get-go, you'll see that this particular system is maybe a little bit on the large side to fit in here, especially with all the rest of the contents that I have to get in here. So another thought that I had that might work better is if you look at the bottom of the bag, it does have these straps. I'm thinking that might sit pretty nice under here, and maybe that's what I'll do to really get that thing in a good optimum location without taking up too much of the space I have inside the bag. Might be a little bit wider than I wanted for the bottom of this, but if that becomes a problem, I'll just get myself a better compression sack, something that actually squashes this load down tighter. I mean, this isn't incredibly compact right now. I just tried to find something that was approximately the right length and you know, pretty lightweight, so that's kind of why I went with this sack. But I can always change it out for a better compression sack, but at least at this point it's not consuming all the space I have inside the bag and leaves me enough room for the rest of this material. So I'm just going to pick away here and kind of methodically try to figure out how to get these things to fit in here real nice. Some of the items are obvious, others I'm pretty much just going to have to figure it out as I go. Alright, so far so good. I mean, I have things fitting in here pretty nice and organized in a manner that actually makes a little bit of sense to me, which is good. You know, like I said before, I'm not completely thrilled that this is on the outside, but it does have the straps built onto the bag, so what the heck, it works plenty fine. What I'm struggling with right now is I feel like I have a pretty good opportunity here to get my axe inside this pouch, which would be kind of nice because it would at least protect the handle a little bit. It doesn't leave the axe exposed on the outside of the bag. And the way this bag is built, it actually has this sleeve right here that goes through the pouch and comes out right there. So what I was thinking I would do is basically get the axe in and dangle the handle out a little bit underneath here. And so this bag comes with this factory, I don't know, tie off. It's like a bungee with this weird latch. The intention would be that these two pieces loop together, but I can't get it tight enough to actually hold on to the axe head. So I had another type of mechanism that is MOLLE compatible, but unfortunately for me to get it on here, the spacing of this webbing the stitching is not wide enough to allow me to get it on. So I got to come up with another method real quick, and let's see what I can do to get my axe secured onto this bag. All right, so what I came up with for right now, which is way half-assed for my liking, but it gets me by for a little bit, is simply one of these snap-based molly, I don't know, it's not a molly stick, it's just like molly webbing that you use to thread behind pouches. But anyway, I just kind of put it through the loop for now, and at least it does have a snap on each side. It's not incredibly tight, but it does hold the axe where I need it to, and so I can just snap that in place and let that thing sit where it wants to. It's protected behind that pouch, and just the bottom of the handle sticks out. So temporary fix for the moment, but I will definitely do something more permanent in the future once I figure out exactly what I need to do to get that axe secure. All right, so the next thing I'm struggling with is that I use one of these MOLLE compatible canteen pouches to hold my shovel. It's actually the perfect size, and so, you know, I have this digital camo right now that I'll use in the meantime. Maybe I'll find one of these in black or something if I really want to color coordinate and be picky about it. But you know, where I'm struggling, and I bet you a lot of you have found this about certain MOLLE systems. Now, in order to get this MOLLE placed correctly on the backpack, you actually need to alternate spaces with these MOLLE straps. So say, for example, there's only 4 vertical rows, or I should say, I guess, columns, 4 columns of MOLLE on the bag, yet these need to alternate. So if I have to alternate, that means I either need to offset the pouch to the left side or to the right. So it would basically be threading the MOLLE adapter through here, skipping a space, and then through here, or through here, skipping a space, and through here. So that, to me, I mean, I get why there's only 4 of them here. It's basically because of the size of the available space on the bag. But I would just love to see a 5th row centered so that most of these pouches can end up centered on the bag. I don't want to offset it to one side. I really want it to be centered. So the only other thing I can do is some, half-ass way of kind of bending this thing around and trying to get it down through, just the center alone. So I'm going to give that a try and see what I get. I'm not really thinking it's going to be too successful. So it did kind of work. I mean, I forced its way down through the middle 2 channels just to try to get this thing centered, but I'm not totally thrilled about it. It is kind of bunching the pocket up weird, but who knows, maybe once I throw it on my back it won't be too bad, and it'll sit a little bit better. But at least I got the shovel on there, and I'm pretty much packed up in terms of what I'm going to carry, and I think maybe it's time to throw this thing on my back. All right, so here I have the bag pretty well packed out. I feel like it's doing exactly what I want it to. Feels comfortable, doesn't feel like it's too bulky. Definitely nice, comfortable hip belt. Has some MOLLE on it, so if I want, I can add a canteen. I have the ability to add my water bottles into these pouches on the side. I have plenty of room in my side pouches and then also in the main bag for food. So in that regard, everything I have to go out for the day is pretty much here with me. I feel like it fit pretty well. Obviously, I'll make little modifications and tweak it out a bit. I feel like this pouch might not be exactly the right one, but it's what I have right now, and it's what I use to try this. And it's all about experimenting and figuring out what works or what doesn't work. I like these straps. They definitely feel comfortable. Nice little sternum strap. Like I said, I like the waist belt system. I definitely like the amount of air that you have in between your back. I don't know if you can see that, but a good amount of space back here where it breathes, and it really feels pretty light. This bag does not carry heavy. It definitely carries light, and it's narrow, it's compact, it's between my shoulder blades, so I can maneuver quick and easy. So, did I wish I got the more tactical tan color? Yes, but black's pretty safe. You can't ever really go too wrong with black. And so, I'm pretty happy with this. I feel like it's going to be a good option for me and definitely something worth trying. So anyway, not bad in terms of my first trial using this bag. I'm pretty happy. All right, so there you have it, guys. I guess you'd call this a Bushcraft bag load-in. Not exactly a load-out, is it? So the 5.11 Ignitor pack, definitely a viable option. You know, 5.11 said it would be. I just wasn't so sure when I got it. It seemed small to me. But for the most part, I'm definitely able to fit all the gear that I want. So pretty cool. I'm happy with this. So I definitely recommend it, guys. I'm going to give this a shot this summer, run it around a bit, and I'll follow up with you at a later point, kind of give you an update one of these days when I'm out on the trail. So anyway, thank you guys. I appreciate you stopping by. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.